I'm sure we can all agree that over the last few months, it's felt like the world put up a big sign which said out of order. You know, not working properly anymore, come back later when things are working again. You know, almost every aspect of life was changed. From schools to shuls to workplace, visiting friends, visiting family, travel. Everything was said, stop, we're not working any longer. Come back again in a few months' time. And I think one of the things that happens when you go through such a turmoil, if you like, and certainly I felt this, and I know that I spoke to many people over the last few months who also felt this, your usual daily structure, the seder hayom, the order of the day, the order of life, was thrown into chaos. It felt almost like we didn't know what day it was. You know, people would wake up and say and ask each other, is today Monday or Tuesday? Because the regular structure of our lives was changed. And therefore we didn't recognize, in a sense, the partitions of each day or the particular structure that we used to have on a certain day. And I find there's a very fascinating lesson that comes from our parasha we'll read tomorrow. And of course, we're starting the new book of Bamidbar, which means in the desert. And it's amazing how there's always a connection, a correlation to what's happening in the current world with our parasha of the week. And I think there's a very moving and an important message, not only for now when we're going through these challenges of coronavirus and coming back to some type of structure that we understood, but here in the desert, the Jewish people, we spend a lot of time in this week's parasha with seemingly unnecessary details. We are told of the exact positioning of where each camp, which each tribe had to encamp. We are told who carried what, how they moved, how they traveled, who went first, who went second, and so on and so forth. And you think to yourself, hold on a minute. They were in a desert. What difference does it make? You know, you're in a place of complete chaos. Why do you need all the structure? And I think the answer is that is exactly where you need structure. And perhaps one of the ways to combat when there is chaos, when there's turmoil, when there's a place like a desert around you, when there's a place which feels strange, which feels different, which we are not accustomed to, you need to find some type of structure in that day. You need to find some type of guide or navigation tool that says to you, okay, I've got to go from point A to point B and then point B to point C, because that gives you the ability to navigate through these uncertain times. And I think as a Jewish person, fortunately, we have it in a sense, and yes, it definitely was challenged over the last few months, but really I think for me at least, one of the greatest things which kept me on track was sticking to the order of what our Torah, what our mitzvot have demanded of me. Getting up in the morning and davening, putting on tefillin for men, lighting Shabbos candles, going by the Chagim. There's been that structure, that order, and the Torah tells us in this week's parasha how important it is. Even in a desert, how much more so in a desert. And so therefore I think if you want to find a tool, now that we are getting back in a sense to trying to achieve what we were doing beforehand, you know, trying to be able to go to restaurants, to go visit our family, to have more people at functions and so on. Remember that you need to find that structure. And it's also so important for our children. Yes, I understand, and I have children at home as well. You know, I'm not suggesting that we can't have things in chaos, and we can't have things, you know, 100% perfect. That's understandable. But if we can give our children, we can give ourselves some type of measurement and say, you know what, at 2 o'clock today we're going to do this, and perhaps tomorrow at 2 o'clock we're going to do that. Give the child something that they find familiar, that they find this is the order, this is the structure. This is what Hashem is telling us in this week's parasha, Parashat Bamidbar, that we need order in life. And I think when you have order in your mind, when you have order in the world around you, in your space, in your life, in your room, in your home, you're able to become a lot more efficient, become a lot more successful in the things that you want to achieve. So yes, we all got to give ourselves a little bit of a break. Things are not going to be perfect. Things have been very, very difficult to keep structure. But let's not forget that goal. Let's not forget the goal of structure, of having a Seder, of making an order, of making things organized in as much and as best as we can in order to give ourselves that guide, that ability to be able to do things in an efficient, successful and healthy manner. So wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom. For those of you who are coming to our shul tomorrow, of course, we only allowed a certain amount of people, but we'll certainly have in mind everybody who can't come to shul when we daven, when we read the Torah, and when we bless the new month. Blessings to each and every one of us for a healthy, happy, successful, and please God, a time when we can all literally be together in person. Shabbat Shalom and a wonderful weekend ahead.